KUGN News Talk 590, along with Grant McHill. I'm Storm Kennedy. My guest this morning, Scott Freck, the Executive Director of the Eugene Symphony, off and running in 2016. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Storm.
So how are you doing this year, and how's the anniversary celebration going?
Well, I'm doing very well, thank you very much. And, of course, last month, the Symphony, we had an amazing concert with cello superstar Yo-Yo Ma. And now our 50th anniversary season continues this month with the return of another of our former music directors, Giancarlo Guerrero. Now, as you might recall, Storm, Giancarlo was here from 2002 to 2009, and he was a huge hit with audiences here in Eugene. His conducting is dynamic and commanding, and the orchestra played just so well for him. And like his predecessors before him, Marin Alsop and Miguel Harth-Bedoya, Giancarlo has gone on to international stardom after he left Eugene. He's now music director of the Nashville Symphony in Tennessee and is principal guest conductor of a project for the Cleveland Orchestra, which to many is the best symphony orchestra in the entire country. Giancarlo is just thrilled to come back for the first time since he left 7 years ago, and we are so glad that he could join us to celebrate this huge anniversary.
I can't believe it's been 7 years. So on the 21st, Thursday, January the 21st at 8 p.m., what are we going to hear at the concert?
Well, Storm, the entire first half is given over to a Requiem by the 20th century French composer Maurice Duruflé. It is, of course, a setting of the Requiem Mass for the Dead, a traditional Catholic form, like Mozart's or Verdi's were before it. This one, though, is based on Gregorian chant from the 13th century, so it has, on the one hand, a very ancient kind of timeless sound, but it's also wrapped in the textures and colors of a modern symphony orchestra, so it sounds fresh and new at the same time. We feature our own Eugene Symphony Chorus, which is just awesome, and I have to say, of all the Requiems I've heard by different composers, this is the most full and uplifting, even. It's just spectacular to hear in person. Then on the second half, Giancarlo leads the orchestra in two works by the Italian composer Ottorino Respighi, which celebrate his adopted hometown of Rome. The first one is called Fountains of Rome, which depict four of the Eternal City's many elaborate fountains, each at a different time of day, so one at dawn, one in the mid-morning, noon, and the last one at sunset, and all four are very vivid and evocative. Then, the big closer, we'll hear one of the great orchestral showcases. It's a piece called Pines of Rome, and in this one, Respighi celebrates Rome by describing its famous trees and what happens nearby these trees in different areas of the city. And the last portrait is a real showstopper, Storm, as Respighi depicts the Roman army marching down the Appian Way with trumpets and brass blaring. And to complete the effect, Respighi calls for two groups of brass instruments to be arrayed in the balcony while the orchestra totally rocks out on stage. And it creates this true acoustic surround sound experience as you have the amazing musicians of the Eugene Symphony all around you. And I'm telling you, if this doesn't make the hair on the back of your neck stand up and get your heart start thumping, I'm not sure what will. It is not to be missed, Storm, I'm telling you.
Oh, Scott, every time you describe the show, I want to get on the line, on the web, on the phone, rush down to the Holt Center and get my tickets ASAP. And I think so many listeners do. So tell us, how do we get tickets?
Holt Center box office, call them at 541-682-5000, or you can always go to our website, eugenesymphony.org.
Very good. We welcome Giancarlo back to the Holt Center for the 50th anniversary celebration that continues on with the Eugene Symphony. He is Scott Freck, the Executive Director. Scott, thank you so much.
Thank you, Storm.
Catch up with you in a month.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are KUGN News Talk 590.